Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. We're going to have a beautiful weekend all this weekend in the services. I'm teaching you again out of Acts, this time on what ignited the revival that exploded across Asia. What took just a local church getting started, like had been started in Philippi and Thessalonica and Berea and Corinth, and what exploded it into a revival that touched an entire part of the world. That's this weekend. Right now, let's go to the book of Jude, verse 12. How do you recognize false preachers? The Bible gives us so many descriptions. Jude gives us a few also. He said, "These men are blemishes on your love feasts, eating with you without the slightest qualm. Shepherds who feed only themselves. They are clouds without rain, blown along by the wind, autumn trees without fruit and uprooted, twice dead. They are wild waves of the sea, foaming up their shame, and wandering stars for whom the blackest darkness has been reserved forever." Now notice what these false preachers act like. First of all, they have no shame. They walk in among us without even the slightest qualm. They have no guilt. They have no shame. They don't think anything about their lifestyle. Secondly, they are completely selfish. They feed only themselves. These people are what I call one-way streets. They never give to others. They only want people to give to them. They are one-way streets, completely selfish. They look like a cloud that promises rain, symbols of the Holy Spirit, but there's no rain. In other words, they have a great PR program that creates the illusion that rain is coming, that the Holy Spirit will come when I come among you. But no, there's no rain. They create the illusion with PR that they are an autumn tree full of fruit and at a time of abundance and blessing. But nope, there's no fruit. It's all PR, it's all flattery. But then the next two descriptions are very strong. They are wild waves. Now, waves follow a particular order. But then they have what they call a wild wave or a rogue wave. And this is what seamen are always afraid of. Because with the regular waves, you can plan. With the regular waves, you know, all right, if they're coming at us, then it's a storm, you put the ship into the waves and you hit them head on. But these wild waves, you never know when they're coming. They capsize a church. They capsize a person's spiritual life. You can never really plan for these false preachers. Just when you think you've got everything together, they capsize a church. They capsize a family's spiritual life. They're a wild rogue wave that runs out of order with all the rest of the waves. And it says, verse 13, they're wandering stars. Now that's fascinating. They're not a star that is in orbit. They're not a star that has attachments. They're not a star that is in order. They are a wandering star. They're like rogue planets. There's no attachments. There's nothing that grounds them. There's nothing that holds them down. You'll never see these false preachers tied into local churches. They're always wandering. You never see any attachments. Well, I'm not going to be controlled by some church. You'll hear statements like that all the time. They're wandering stars. Learn to recognize these things and stay with the 99% of the really, really good pastors who love you and care for you.